Some fog out there this morning, Chris.
Yeah, pretty dense in some locations. Let's take it over to our Morehead State Cam. It's actually pretty thick up there. Reduced visibility to around half a mile, Mitchell. And that's what we're dealing with across much of northeastern Kentucky. Pretty thick fog as well across southeastern Kentucky. So this is kind of what we're seeing as we look outside early on this Monday morning. Let's take over to visibility map, show you some of those reduced visibilities there from Jackson down to about half a mile. That's stemming northward there into Morehead, parts of Round County, even across far southeastern Kentucky, Middlesboro over to Harlan, dealing with some thick fog as well with reduced visibilities to around a mile. So please take it easy as you head out the door this morning. Remember, use those low beams as you try and get through some of that thicker fog. Now, we are under a flash flood watch for all of eastern and southeastern Kentucky. This is until noon tomorrow, as we're going to see several rounds of scattered, strong, possibly severe storms work across eastern Kentucky once again as we start off another work week. And looking at live pinpoints, seeing a few of these scattered pop-up showers, maybe a few storms working towards the Kentucky-Virginia border. That actually was here in Hazard around 2 a.m. this morning. I woke up to a brief downpour. I could hear it hitting the top of the house pretty hard, and it was coming down at a good clip. It only lasted about 10 or 15 minutes. And that's what we're going to continue to see as we head throughout the afternoon and evening hours. A little bit stronger storms expected to develop, bringing some more heavy rainfall across much of eastern Kentucky. Temperature-wise, pretty mild to start things out. Muggy out there as well, with those readings in the 70s. Monticello checking at the warm spot at 78 degrees this morning. Here's a look at that travel forecast, giving you a yellow light across the board. Lower 70s this morning, give or take a few degrees, along with that patchy dense fog. Going to give you a yellow light this afternoon because some of those scattered storms could produce some torrential rainfall, which could lead to some flash flooding. And of course, flash flooding could lead to some roadways being covered up with plenty of standing water. And of course, you never want to try and attempt to drive through that. So going to give you a yellow light just to be a little bit cautious as we head throughout the afternoon and evening hours once those storms begin to roll through. 12-hour planner shows temperatures topping out in the mid 80s later on this afternoon, possibly some upper 80s along the Cumberland valleys. We'll see temperatures reach maybe 87, 88 degrees towards our south and west. Here's a look at the pinpoint Doppler regional shot. Seeing a stationary front kind of hanging across portions of the Commonwealth, low pressure riding through this stationary boundary, and that's going to provide that spark for those strong, possibly severe storms later on this afternoon into the evening hours. And that's going to bring the threat for some possible damaging winds. Heavy rainfall going to be a possibility. Hail on the lower end of that, and of course tornado threat not really there, just mainly looking at that heavy rainfall and possibility of some damaging winds. Now we start Future View off at 9 a.m. this morning, seeing a good mix of clouds moving in. We'll see partly sunny skies beginning to break out later on this morning into the afternoon hours before we'll see some thunderstorms beginning to develop to our south and west. Some of the stronger storms expected to stay well to the west, so that's good news, but still not ruling out maybe an isolated strong to severe storm here across eastern Kentucky as well. As we head into the evening hours, look for those scattered chances to continue. Temperature is going to fall into the lower 80s before we'll eventually bottom out in the lower 70s to around 70 degrees for those overnight lows. So very mild night expected. And once again, we'll see those spotty chances remain in the forecast for your Tuesday afternoon. And we're going to see temperatures, another warm one, muggy as well. Temperatures topping out in the mid 80s as we head into tomorrow afternoon. And then the good news is we'll see a cold front begin to sweep through the Commonwealth later on Tuesday evening into Tuesday night. That's going to help clear things out for our Wednesday. And we're talking pretty nice conditions as we head into mid to late week. Temperature-wise, it's going to be great. Look at this, Mitchell. I think you might be able to wash your car as we head towards mid to late week. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, step it up nicely. Lower 80s, less humidity, not as muggy before we'll see temperatures warm back up into the mid to upper 80s later on this weekend. Let's get you over to Refrigerator Art this morning, see what we have behind the magnets. Showcasing lots of beautiful art. This one's from Chris over at Mayvale Elementary. What a nice name, Chris. Seeing a nice sunny day there, lots of blue skies, and maybe enjoying a swing next to the lake there. So lovely art. Of course, we love showcasing all the art we get from all the kids here in Eastern Kentucky. Time now is 5:11. You're watching Mountain News this morning right here on WYMT.